Hey, how's it going, guys? Akira here. And today I'm showing off some more Xbox 360 games I think you should get before they get even more expensive. So these games are relatively sort of expensive. I would say they're around the $40 to $60 mark. And that's kind of how I classified expensive games, but not super expensive games, because I would say they're reaching the retail price of a current gen brand new game, which at that point I'm like, yeah, you gotta be careful, because once they hit that line, then they can easily cross over to the above retail price of a brand new current gen game. And then after that, once they reach over $100, they can just skyrocket from there. But yeah, these games are 5 games I would suggest you getting if you're interested in these games, according to your budget. And yeah, off we go to number one. We have Lollipop Chainsaw. I know that this game currently had a re-release or a remastered, however you want to call it, called Lollipop Chainsaw Repop. Unfortunately, though, from the controversy that I would hear from that version is that the Repop version of the game, it was censored, and a lot of people got ticked off by that, because they're like, wow, you censored the game, we would have loved for you to kept the original how it was. And so some people were kind of disappointed in that decision. So then people were going for the original one that's uncensored. Apparently, from what I've told, that you can play 2 modes. You can play like the OG mode and then the Repop mode. And then if you play the Repop mode, it's like censored. But even then, people are saying that the OG mode in that game is still censored. I haven't played the game. I bought it recently, and it is in my backlog to play it. I bought it for the PlayStation 5, and I do plan on playing it, but I haven't gotten into it to see the changes personally. But if those claims are true, then I would highly suggest you getting the original one on Xbox 360 and on PlayStation 3 if censorship kind of worries you, and keeping the original form factor, which it does to me, because I'm like, stay true to the form, stay true to the original, in my opinion. If you want to censor it, like, sure, but at least have like a separate mode where you can play like the OG mode or anything along those lines, which even then apparently that one's even censored. But anyways, this game, last time I checked, runs around 40-45 range. It might go up. It probably dipped a little low due to the re-release, but then people found that out, so then it might have gone back up. But yeah, I would say probably the last time I checked, within that $45 range. Up next, over here, we have beautiful Katamari. As you can see here, this is in the Katamari Damacy franchise. And one thing about this game is that I believe it has only been released on Xbox 360. It was never released on PlayStation 3 or any other consoles after that. From what I'm told, that this how do I say this? This was an Xbox 360 exclusive, which apparently some levels transferred to Katamari Forever on PS3, but it's still a unique experience that you can't find anywhere else. I know that this game is also backwards compatible on Xbox One and Series X, so I guess if you want the physical copy and play it like in 4K and all that stuff, you can, play it that way if you choose to. Last time I checked, I believe this was around $35 to $40. This might have gone up from what I remember, or maybe it has stayed the same, who knows. But I would say strike now before it goes up, because unfortunately, unlike the PS2 games, it looked like this game might not get a re-release, which would, not keep the price down, and it might increase the price in future, realizing, wow, this would be the only way to get this game. Assuming you want to go physical only. If you don't care and you go digital, I guess download it on the Xbox Series X store. Up next, we have Naruto: The Broken Bond. This is the second half of the Naruto anime. So in the previous video, I showed Naruto Rise of a Ninja, which I believe, from what I've been told, is the first 80 episodes of Naruto. This is a continuation to finish off Naruto before going into Shippuden. And just like I said in that video, this is like an action adventure exploration type of world. It's not like fully open world, but it is like linear open world, if that's a thing. Kind of like something akin to like older Zelda games. Another thing too I want to say is that this game is very beautiful. It's very creative, and it's only on Xbox 360. So I think that this is definitely never gonna get re-released. One, because probably Ubisoft has definitely lost the license to Naruto. I'm sure Bandai Namco has the license to it from the newer Naruto games. And two, this is not backwards compatible or anything on the sort. So if you really want to get this game, you have to get this original disc and on an actual Xbox 360. Last time I checked, this game was around in the $45 range, 40 to 45. It may go up, it may stay the same, who knows, but I would suggest strike now before it actually goes up to like 80 or 90 and you're like, wow, I should have gotten it for 45. But yeah. Up next at number 4, we have Dragon Ball Raging Blast. So now, since Sparking Zero has come out, right, a lot of people have been going back and playing older Dragon Ball games. So I've seen people go back to the older Tenkaichi games or the other Budokai games, and some people are now rediscovering or discovering for the first time older games on the 360 and PS3. And Dragon Ball Raging Blast, I would say it probably is the best Dragon Ball game in that PS3 360 lineup, because I know a lot of people weren't happy with Ultimate Tenkaichi, respectfully so. The Budokai HD collection, it was cool to have that collection HD, but they butchered the music. Raging Blast 1 is just the worst version of Raging Blast 2, and Burst Limit was like an incomplete game, which at that point you're better off just playing the Budokai games on PS2. So this leaves as the best game in that era when it comes to Dragon Ball. So everyone's going back and buying this game. This game has never been re-released on anything else besides obviously 360 and PS3, so it stays stuck on those platforms. Another thing too that makes this game very unique about it is that in the middle of making this game, the producer of the soundtrack, Kenji Yamamoto, he was discovered that he was plagiarizing music. Unfortunately, even though his music is good, it is plagiarized music. So that's why stuff like Dragon Ball Z Kai, halfway through the show, it changed soundtrack completely, because they're like, yeah, this guy, he plagiarized the music, so let's just use old music from the Kikuchi, the Japanese score of Dragon Ball Z. So while that happened with Dragon Ball Z Kai, the show, it also happened with this game too. This game was in mid-production, and they found out that Kenji Yamamoto was plagiarizing songs. So now there are two versions of Raging Blast. When the game released, I believe the first print, so I guess the first print that was shipped out to the stores had the old Yamamoto's score. And then they're like, yeah, we're gonna reprint this game. And our second batch that we're sending out, and and moving onwards, they basically replaced the soundtrack with the Budokai Tenkaichi 2 soundtrack, which in my opinion, it is a weaker soundtrack. Yamamoto was just so good. It's just unfortunate he was plagiarizing his songs. So yeah, people are seeking out the original Yamamoto score just because there's less of it and the soundtrack is better. And because it's like a brand new soundtrack that nobody has heard, because people have already heard the Tenkaichi 2 score on Tenkaichi 2, and people, I guess, they don't want to hear Tenkaichi 2 music on this, which I personally think, yeah, the Tenkaichi 2 score does not fit in this game. The Yamamoto score does. So I was one who I didn't know that until like years later. So this, unfortunately, is the Tenkaichi 2 music score. So that's a bummer. But I got lucky one day and I found the PlayStation 3 version of this game with the original Kenji Yamamoto score. So I guess I get to experience two versions. I get to experience the replaced Tenkaichi 2 soundtrack on the 360 and the original Kenji Yamamoto music that was meant to be on the PS3 version. Unfortunately, there's also no way to tell the difference until you pop the disc and you hear the opening music. So if you're interested in something like that, if you're a huge Dragon Ball fan and know the lore of like the soundtrack and stuff, if you hear the Tenkaichi 2 opening theme song for the cinematic and this game's opening theme song cinematic, you got the Tenkaichi 2 score. If you hear Battle of the Omega, which it starts with it's like rock and you just hear Japanese lyrics, then you did get the original Yamamoto score. So that literally be the only way to tell. So you could literally, I would say, if you're looking for this game, ask. A lot of people don't know this. They're gonna be like, "What the heck are you talking about? I don't know anything about the soundtrack." But a lot of them won't know. But if where you're buying, if you can like return it, or it has like a You know, you could return within like 7 days or 14 days. I say grab it, pop it in the disc, and if you hear Japanese lyrics when it comes to the opening theme song, and it's not an instrumental, it's actually a Japanese man singing, then you got the original soundtrack. So, very unique thing. It's very strange. I know it's not a fact a lot of people know, and it's probably what makes this game very rare because people are specifically looking for the Yamamoto score, and the ones that do know purposely price price it higher than the replaced score from the Tenkaichi 2 game. But yeah, I guess it's a fun fact. I went on for too long, but I wanted to drop that knowledge to you guys because I love sharing that knowledge with you guys because not a lot of people know, and unfortunately they go on their whole life playing this game being like, why the fuck is it only like the Tenkaichi 2 score? When they forgot that this game has an amazing original soundtrack. That was unfortunately plagiarized. But anyways, a number one game that I would highly suggest is Forza Horizon. Now you may say, what? Forza Horizon? It's everywhere. I can't get over Forza. Microsoft freaking shoves this game all our faces with a new game every year. Yes, it is true. But the original Forza Horizon has been delisted, obviously from 360 store because that shut down, but it's also been delisted from the Xbox One / Series X store. So the only way for you to get this is physically. This game is also backwards compatible, but again, since the game is not available digitally, you have to go get the disc and then pop the disc on your Xbox Series X or your Xbox One to play it in 4K. So yeah, if you want to play this game in 4K, you would have to get the disc and get it like that. But yeah, other than that, let me know what you guys think. Also, Dragon Ball Raging Blast 2 is around the $50 range. Forza Horizon is actually getting up there. It's the cheapest in this list. It's like around 25 to 30, but it is slowly climbing up there because people are realizing it's been shut down. I mean, it's been delisted from the store, excuse me. But yeah, other than that, let me know what you guys think. Are any of these games interested you? Are you interested in them? Let me know other games that are going up in price and you would like to let people know in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.